Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. A very good morning to the Deputy Director, IAB Genting Highland Branch, the heads of the end of your presentation. You need to end your presentation immediately. For those who have any questions for the presenter, you are allowed to do so during the Q&A session. To maintain a professional atmosphere, kindly listen attentively and remain silent during the presentations. And to all presenters, you are required to stay till the end of the session for the presentations of certificates to the presenters. Ladies and gentlemen, our first presenter today is Dr. Vasu Munyandi from Institut Aminuddin Baki, Bandar, Enstek, Negeri Sembilan. He will present his paper entitled Moral Leadership Practices of Residency and Immersion Program Prime, Graduate Head Teachers in Human and Humanitarian Elements, Participatory Actions Research. Without further ado, let's welcome Dr. Vasu Munyandi to the stage. Please join me to give him a warm round of applause.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for our moderator and fellow friends here. Okay, today I'm going to talk about my topic. It is a research topic, a part of my sub-themes in my research. Okay, the topic is moral leadership, practices of residency and immersion. It's a program for those who already completed a cycle to be selected or promoted as school leaders. Okay, after that, and I want to see how their human and humanitarian elements in their leadership. As a school leaders, they must have these elements. It's not from me, it's from the previous scholars. Okay?
Encik Wahib.
The slide is not moving, so the time is moving, the slide is not moving. Is it okay? Thank you very much. Alright, so for introduction, for organizing human resources. To organize the human resources is not very simple. It's take a few hurdles, so many battles the principals have to going on. So to take this as a research, I have done how to organize the human resources for institutional sustainability. Right? We have three main themes here: align staff with goals, manage teacher deployment, and integrate leadership roles. These three main important roles in your school leaderships. Especially, I'm taking my participant from primary school leader, and that one is a national school. Okay, so all right, thank you. So introduction again for this one, for leadership and moral dimension. According to the scholars, previous studies showing that the true leadership requires moral grounding and ethical directions. It means that ethical directions lead the school by examples. And one more is schools face challenges, staff shortages, workload, low pay, and limited decision making. This one also as a introduction for moral dimensions. And then leaders must foster ethics and moral commitment to sustainable quality education. This is what the scholars have done earlier research. And then, okay, next. Okay, problem statement of my research is school leadership involves complex moral, managerial and humanistic demands. The study has been done my son 2023 and also Argento 2025. I took the latest scholars findings. Right. So second one is the school functions as moral communities with social responsibility. You are a school moral community. We know that everyone's involved, but how with the social responsibility? What is your responsibility? Okay. And then Greenfield 2004 earlier in research, he told that head teachers balance accountability, ethics and community trust under pressure. It's not easy to gain the community trust against to the school leadership as well as the teachers too. Okay, and then a lack of moral, humanitarian focus limits ethical school practices. Okay, this is also a problem in this research. And the next, okay, literature review. Okay, say effective leadership extends beyond management to ethics and empowerment. Okay, and then humanistic leadership promotes holistic growth and inclusivity. Humanity strengthens moral purpose and character development. Also in the AI era, moral leadership ensures technology serves human values. Right. Methodology. Okay, methodology, mine is a participatory action research, which means that in my research there are principals, not principal, headmasters, primary school, 3 primary school, and their senior assistants, their teachers. So altogether we have 21 participants in my research. Okay, qualitative action research, design promoting collaboration and reflections. All reflection. It's not from just go and see or not. Again, second one is data collected. We are using interview and then observation and also reflective journals. Analyze using Brown and Clark 2006 thematic approach. After that, encourage co-learning and ethical improvement in school leadership. PAR is it's not that much well known in Malaysia, but we are using broadly in foreign countries research. Right. So this methodology helped me a lot to identify how the moral leadership in human and humanitarian elements in schools, especially these schools is only national schools. So my study cannot be generalized. Cannot be generalized only for the particular schools only. So as the finding, I think the next. Okay, the key findings is we have 4 themes. One is from the collective success, which emphasizes achieving shared goals through moral leadership. Shared goals. Goals can be done by everyone, but shared goals is not easy. Alright. So you can read further in my article. I have written clearly, and you can go through to understand what is it mean. And the second one is a dual focus. Leadership balances human and humane aspects. And the third one, equity and inclusion, ensuring fairness and diversity in leadership. Fourth is values, core principles guiding ethical leadership. Next, please. Okay, discussion is humanistic leadership builds trust, collaboration and responsibility. Fair treatment, where fosters harmony, motivation and excellency in schools. And then moral leadership itself, leaders act as a moral exemplars. Okay, lead by exemplary. And then ethical foundation, integrating human and humanitarian elements. That is the discussion overall, but you can read again articles to get the complete information. Finally, suggestion for the future research. Ethical research is still, there is a lack of so many things. You can go through ethical leadership, balancing judgment and adaptability. Moral philosophy, integrating ethical and principles, you still can go this way. Nationwide validity, ensuring broad applicability, and school types, expanding research settings. Okay, from that is conclusions that prime graduate aid teachers demonstrate moral leadership in management, teaching and student development. Second one, moral leadership is vital, alternative and traditional morals, nurturing ethical, holistic learners. Finally, transitioning to moral leadership fosters well-rounded, responsible and empathetic individuals. With that, I would like to conclude. Rational moral thinking is the foundation of humanity-driven leadership by Nadarajan Tambu. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Vasu Munyandi, for the insightful presentation. We will now open the floor for a short questions. If you have any questions, please raise your hand and proceed with your questions. Before asking your question, kindly state your name and where you are from. If you have any questions, please do so.
Yes, please.
Okay. Thank you for your amazing presentation. I really enjoyed it.
Sijil akhir.
Very interesting.
Sijil akhir.
Participatory
Akhir sekali.
What is the what's called what challenges do you face when you conduct this participatory research?
Okay, participatory actually you the time constraint. Time constraint. You cannot go and see the headmasters as simply like that. You have to get a permission, the right day, right time, right place, and then that is the first one. Second one, sometimes you already in the school, but the particular persons won't be there. Promised earlier, they won't be there. So you have to wait patiently. So that is a very, very challenging for methodology. All right. I think I have answered your question.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Okay. Our next presenter is Dr.
I would like to know about your concept. I need the clarification. What do you mean by fair treatment on your research?
Okay, fair treatment. Okay, thank you for your question. Fair treatment, it means that not every leaders, they are fair enough to their subordinates. Treatments is not, doesn't mean it's closely related with some things negative. In negative, it means that to build up their subordinates, they need some treatment, because in school I'm answering according to my research limitation. It's in my limitation. See? So the leaders have to identify what their problem their students or their teachers facing and help them accordingly to their needs. To solve the problem immediately, it won't take time. This is in my limitation for your question.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, Dr. Vasu.
Okay.
If you have other questions, maybe we can have that session after our later. Right. Thank you, Dr. Thank you, Dr. Vasu Munyandi, and thank you all for the engaging questions. We will now move on to our next presentations. Our second presenter is Mr. Ahmad Said Matundang from Limau Bandi School, Jakarta, Indonesia, who will be presenting on how school transformations at Limau Bandi impacted its community, parents' perspective. Iya, sebentar nanti selepas ini kita. It's okay. Okay. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Ahmad Said Matundang to the stage with a round.
I'm not evaluating.
of
I'm
applause.
explore nih. Yeah. Whether it's there, how it's.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We report kami berdua ini dari Baik.
Dengar. Awak tak kenal tak? You need this.
Kami berdua dari Muhammadiyah Kebayoran Baru Private School tentu memiliki paradigma yang berbeda berkaitan dengan bagaimana transformasi pendidikan itu memberikan dampak ya, terhadap orang tua. Saya sebagai CEO dari Muhammadiyah Kebayoran Baru bersama prinsipal dari sekolah kami, salah satunya sekolah elementary school, beliau yang nanti akan melanjutkan bagaimana dampak ya peran kepemimpinan sekolah yang memang berefek pada masukan-masukan dari orang tua. Private school itu sangat berkepentingan untuk menarik customer. Sehebat apapun sekolah, tapi bila orang tua tidak percaya dengan sekolah, sehingga mereka tidak akan menitipkan anak-anaknya di sekolah-sekolah kita. Oleh karena itu ada dua kepentingan yang kita lakukan. Satu sisi sekolah ingin memberikan gagasan-gagasan pendidikan yang dimana gagasan-gagasan pendidikan itu bisa diterapkan kepada para peserta didik, para murid-murid. Tetapi di sisi lain, anak didik ya yang dimiliki oleh orang tua punya kepercayaan yang tinggi, sehingga bagaimana sekolah swasta, terutama sekolah kami di Muhammadiyah Kebayoran Baru atau Library School itu memberikan gagasan agar orang tua percaya dan kita juga bisa menyampaikan gagasan. Nah selanjutnya, ini orang Malaysia ini senang ke Tanah Abang. Ke Tanah Abang membeli veggie, makan bubur pakai seledri. Semoga yang datang di Enstek ini panjang umur, murah.
Amin.
Nah latar belakang masalah, peran sekolah kontemporer. Peran sekolah kontemporer tidak hanya bergeser dari institusi akademik menjadi pusat komunitas dan katalis perubahan sosial. Pentingnya kemitraan. Nah, sekolah private, sekolah swasta itu sangat penting ya memiliki kemitraan di tengah ketantangan. Kalau sekolah di Indonesia, sekolah swasta itu dia harus orang tua harus mengeluarkan dana lebih. Sementara kalau mereka sekolah di sekolah pemerintah, mereka secara free, gratis untuk mendapatkan, untuk memasukkan sekolah di sekolah-sekolah private. Tentu sekolah swasta perlu memiliki energi, perlu memiliki etos yang lebih agar masyarakat percaya kepada sekolah kita. Karena itu belum ada literatur yang selama ini melibatkan orang tua itu sebagai pengambil kebijakan. Parents itu selama ini tidak selalu menjadi bagian penting dalam kita mengambil kebijakan, terutama ketika memberikan gagasan-gagasan pendidikan. Nah selanjutnya, karena beliau kepala sekolah, maka kepala sekolah yang melanjutkan. Lanjutkan, selama ini.
Ada berdua lah.
Thank you, Mr. Said.
Tak apa lah, teknikal dia orang itu.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Bagaimana kita nak teknikal ini?
izinkan saya diketua lagi as principal in School of Nature for the West Java, Indonesia. Terkait dengan leadership school, kepala sekolah tentu sangat yang paling utama dalam menjalankan suatu proses roda kepemimpinan. Salah satunya itu di bidang teknologi. Dan di bidang teknologi itu juga kita bisa untuk memajukan dari sisi promosi sekolah melalui peran orang tua dari mulut ke mulut. Tapi sangat mempunyai peran yang sangat utama. Dan tentu yang pertama, leadership school mendokumentasikan dan menganalisis praktik kepemimpinan dan manajemen spesifik selama inisiatif transformasi. Yang dimana peran untuk leadership school itu kepemimpinan kepala sekolah di sekolah anak Islam merupakan utama. Dokumentasikan dan analisis praktik kewakilan orang tua siswa setiap level. Kemudian anything level, anything class. Kemudian untuk di parent feedback mempunyai dampak di mana parents support the activity school. Kemudian menentukan dampak langsung praktik tersebut terhadap persepsi sekolah, yang dimana nanti untuk private school itu bisa untuk mendorong dan mempromosikan semua kegiatan-kegiatan sekolah dan juga untuk menaikkan kredibilitas sekolah. Next. Kemudian peningkatan kepercayaan adalah fondasi untuk kemitraan yang lebih kuat, memungkinkan komunikasi terbuka dan umpan balik konstruktif. Di mana di sini untuk sekolah sendiri mempunyai ada koordinator atau staff itu yang dapat membantu untuk para kepala sekolah yang untuk mengkonstruksi di manajerial, yang dimana bisa untuk membangun segala bentuk sistem yang ada di dalam sekolah itu. Dan di sini yang pertama, aplikasi kepemimpinan transformasional, kepala sekolah secara sengaja mendorong budaya kemitraan dan transparansi. Dan di mana di situ kita membuka secara umum, membuka secara transparan kepada publik, yaitu dengan adanya kepemimpinan kita terhadap suatu kegiatan-kegiatan yang ada di dalam sekolah tersebut, di mana publik itu bisa mengenal apa sih yang ada di dalam kegiatan itu. Kemudian praktik manajemen, itu pergeseran strategis menuju komunikasi konsisten dan informal, memperlakukan orang tua sebagai mitra, yang dimana orang tua kita sebagai mitra, sebagai customer, as customer. Kemudian mereka juga mempunyai hak untuk berpendapat, hak untuk mengkritik sekolah, hak untuk memajukan sekolah bersama-sama karena mereka memiliki rasa memiliki sekolah. Jadi yang dibangun oleh kepemimpinan kita itu adalah bagaimana caranya kita untuk menyentuh emosional orang tua murid, menyentuh emosional hati orang tua murid supaya orang tua murid itu memiliki bagaimana sekolah kita bisa maju bersama-sama. Kemudian next, peningkatan keterlibatan, redefinisi partisipasi, yang dimana di sini melampaui pertemuan formal menjadi rasa kepemilikan bersama, kemudian pembentukan jejaring dukungan, terciptanya jaringan dukungan sosial informal di antara orang tua, dan mekanisme pemicu pendekatan dengan leadership yang memberikan wewenang kepada orang tua untuk memimpin inisiatif. Yang dimana untuk sekolah alam Islami Muhammadiyah School of Nature in Indonesia, kami memiliki keterlibatan tidak hanya dengan orang tua, sebetulnya dengan lingkungan sekitar. Yang dimana kita basic dari School of Nature itu adalah mencintai lingkungan. Oke, cukup? 3 pilar. Oh, 3 pilar. Terakhir jelas slide. 3 pilar sukses transformasi, pembangunan kepercayaan melalui transparansi dan komitmen yang konsisten dari kepemimpinan. Kemudian peningkatan partisipasi, bergeser dari kewajiban menjadi rasa kepemilikan, kemudian jejaring komunitas kuat, sekolah berhasil menjadi hubungan yang memberdayakan orang tua. Yang dimana setiap kegiatan kita bisa melibatkan orang tua dengan sosialisasi, dengan menggunakan perencanaan yang baik, sehingga pelaksanaan dan evaluasi secara bersama-sama dengan orang tua.
Alright.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ahmad Said Mantundang and his teammate. for the great presentation. We'll now open the floor for one questions. Remember to raise your hand, state your name and affiliations before asking questions.
I am Dr. Jamila from IABCGH.
Noted.
So I want to know how many students we have in school and how many parents participate in your project. Is it 100% or that's it?
Ya, sekolah kami sekarang ini punya murid 3.330. Terdiri dari elementary school, kemudian junior high school dan senior high school.
Parent, how many parents?
Ya, kalau keterlibatan hampir almost parents support our activity because they knew impact for their children, anak-anak mereka terhadap kegiatan-kegiatan sekolah.
Saya faham.
Ya.
Saya speak Malay.
Ya, Malay.
Okey, saya faham ke konsep pelibatan ya.
Ya.
Tapi when you explain your presentation, you say something like coordination for every class, every level, right?
Ya, ya.
So this parent come as a volunteer or how they do it? How you do it? How you make the parent come to the school to involve in the daily school activities or something? Can you elaborate?
Ya, mereka punya kita sebut dengan parents committee, komite, and then setiap komite sekolah itu punya perwakilan di tiap level. Nah, jadi mereka memberikan masukan-masukan kepada komite dan komite menyampaikan kepada pimpinan sekolah kapan mereka mau datang membuat perjanjian sehingga masukan-masukan itu bisa kita sampaikan kepada mereka. Jadi sekolah terbuka 24 hours. Gagasan itu bisa mereka sampaikan melalui telepon, melalui datang juga ke kantor karena kita semuanya standby dari kantor.
Alright. Right. Thank you, Mr. Ahmad Said Mantundang. Okay. We will now move on to our third. Thank you. Alright. We will now move on to our third presentation. Our next presenter is Dr. Jamila Jaafar from Institut Aminuddin Baki, Genting Highland Branch, Pahang, who will be presenting on from Facebook posts to school walls and ethnographics reflections on grassroots educational developments in rural Uganda. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Jamila Jaafar to the stage with a round applause.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and very good morning to all. I am Dr. Jamila from IABCGH branch. Okay, before I will give the background, okay, I am married to Ugandan for 30 years. So almost 10 years back, I used to go every year. For the past 30 years, when I go and visit my in-laws, as an educator, I like to visit the schools. So being a Ugandan school, move around the country, from north, east, west, everywhere, I found the school is in a very poor state. So, what should I get? They are not my relatives, nobody, right? But after 10 years, for the past 10 years when I go and visit, so every time I found out that why don't I do something? Instead of just sing and cry and doing nothing, let me do something. So that's how my presentation today. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, yeah. So, my presentation is not so much on research based, but more on sharing my experience, how I build 5 schools. But for this presentation, I just focus on 2 schools. So as a background, This is Uganda. I know Uganda more than Malaysia. Okay, so it's a landlocked country. Sometimes I take 36 hours to reach there, one way.
train.
Sometimes if I have some money, I use more expensive aeroplane, so 16 hours, 1 hour, 16 hours to arrive, and another 8 or 10 hours to reach the project, which is very far from my mother-in-law side. So it's not about crony project. I'm helping someone. Just I found that the place is so poor. So this is about the background. Population about 50 million. It get independence 1962, same like us, almost very low income country. Without literacy, only 76%. Completion rate only half. Secondary school completion only 30%. Large number out of school. Risk of dropping out because of poverty, early marriage, or something like this. Okay, next. Why computer brings me? No. So, objective of this study or sharing, I just want to document the transformation process of 2 rural community schools in Uganda, and then to examine how faith-based leadership, community resilience, and crowdfunding initiative collectively contribute to the development of schools. Okay, so this is Haji Taha. When I go and go to one of the very remote school. It's the video. Dah.
Bawah.
Okay, this is Institut school. When I went to visit the school, this is how it looks like. It's for the almost 30 years. It's like this. It's made from mud, built by Haji Taha. Because of poverty, Haji Taha is someone who loves education so much. So he sold most of his land. Only remaining is 2 acres of this school. All his land he used to pay the teacher salary for 30 years. So can you imagine this kind of schools? No furniture, nothing, just sit on the floor, and there is a small insect they call Jika. Would like to bite the children and give a serious kind of disease. So when I see this school, so I go and meet Haji Taha and do talk to him. This is how we call narrative ethnography. Talk with him, go to his house. What is your vision? Why you build this school? Why you want to help your community? Something like this. And then I also have discussion with parents. 60 people come to the mosque. Also we have townhouse with community. And also I have a workshop with the teachers. And this is after the school was built. So, okay. First, the school has 70 people. The school and the mango trees, simple living made of mud. So, when I go, I visit this man. I wrote in a Facebook, titled "A Man from Heaven." So when people read my Facebook, they start to get money. So in few days, I got 160,000 ringgit Malaysia. Okay? And there is one person, she is a teacher, and that time she doesn't know me, but she read my Facebook, and she has breast cancer, and before she died, oh dear, she gave me 20,000. So with that 20,000 and the money from the Facebook, I built Ibnu Taha school. Okay.
Minimize. Minimize lah.
Minimize. Okay. Very easy.
Minimize lah.
Video lagi video.
Tak balik. Okay. Download ya.
See?
Hmm.
So this is the school I built. There are 6 classes now. 2 blocks. This is this lab. Now we have 220. Okay. Now I'm going to share another stories. My second school. Okay. My second school, also the same story. Okay. Okay. The second school is Bulu Dewa. This school up very high in the mountain. You have to use 4-wheel drive. When you reach there, you are very tired.
Okay.
Because the school was so far and the children was not going to school for 4 years. There is no school.
Okay.
So the same method I wrote in a Facebook titled Echo in the Mountain.
Okay, Dr.
So
Jamila.
someone approached me. I don't know her. She also don't know me. She said, I want to give you money for this school. Okay. So she started giving me 60,000. So I go, I build 3 classrooms. She get another 60,000. I build another 3 classrooms. She get another 60,000. Now together 180,000. We got 9 classes. And the students now, this is the latest. The school principal sent to me yesterday 600 kids. Can you imagine, for the past 4 years, they never attended any schools.
Okay.
Up in the mountain. So, this is the building which I built from the donation.
Okay. Dr. Jamila.
She is telling me the school.
Okay.
Okay, so the challenges. Even though I built the school physically, but still a lot of challenges. And although I have built 5 schools, there is a lot more opportunity to help. And I face this kind of problems. I built the schools, but no toilet,
Okay.
no library, no teacher's room. We have meeting under the mango tree. Whenever I go, we have meeting under the tree. There is financial constraint and parents cannot pay school fees. Teacher qualification and motivation is very low. Teacher salary only 120 ringgit. School leadership and management, there is no qualified headmaster. Socio-economic and parental challenges, parents doesn't care about their children, and so many other things.
Okay, Dr. Jamila.
So,
Can we wrap up?
I want to conclude my presentation. So, if you are a lecturer, a school leaders, or teachers, when you have constraint in your job or extreme lack of resources, what do you do?
Can we?
From my experience, our Haji Taha consistent for 30 years because he has a faith. He has a moral leaders. He is a moral leader. He has said all his land because he loves education. So for us, don't tell you love education and your Ministry of Education give you salary every month.
Okay, Doctor.
But this person sacrificed a lot for education. Okay? So, community resilient foster ownership and continuity. Okay? Especially the donors from Malaysia or the donors from anywhere. We can do something for the country. We can transform education if we are willing to share our responsibility. And then also, if you want to learn something from Mina, okay, emotional storytelling can mobilize people. Now we have all kind of methods, but you just
excuse me,
share
we have
something.
Yeah.
You
Please.
just have something not important to share. Why don't you just use methods to share something useful? And then the dilemma, of course, the sustainability. Okay, I know Sharifah is very
so sorry.
on time, but I still 10 years of experience. You give me 10 minutes, not fair. Okay. The children, thank you to all Malaysians for giving them a school. With that, thank you very much.
That is Miss Amuta Anaturi from Sekolah Kebangsaan Seksyen 7 Persiaran Bangi, Selangor, who will be presenting on bridging culture and leadership, strengthening school effectiveness in orang asli communities. Please join me in welcoming Miss Amuta Anaturi to the stage with round applause.
Okay, thank you, our rector, panel, good morning, very good morning to chairperson, panel, and the participants who are being here today. My topic is bridging culture and leadership, strengthening school effectiveness in orang asli communities. Okay, basically this study is, it focuses on how school leaders understand and value the orang asli's culture, which can help the school become more inclusive and effective. Okay, first we go to the background of the context. As I hope that all of you know, the indigenous people in Malaysia, especially in Peninsular Malaysia, we call as orang asli. I think all of us know, right? So I don't need to explain more about who they are. Okay, basically they live in rural or forest-rich areas, and then mainly they are facing challenges and barriers on own languages. Okay, they have their own languages, belief systems, and traditional festivals that reflect their cultural heritage and values. There are educational differences. Orang asli students in Malaysia that attend national schools Okay, they don't have their own indigenous school, but they have they attend the national school we call as SK. But since this is my research topic, when I get the data, so all the schools not stated as sekolah orang asli. Okay, it's just stated as SK post, something like that. Okay, so we cannot, normal people, they cannot identify, okay, this is our school. But my topic is more to the school, which have majority of more orang asli people. Maybe 1 or 2 people, only the children of the teachers. So we go to the majority of the people in one school. Okay, what are the challenges they are facing? I explained this now. So these challenges align with SDG 4, which ensuring inclusive and equitable quality education for all. Okay, understanding this context is essential for examining cultural responsive leadership. How cultural responsive leadership strengthen the school's effectiveness. Okay, this is my problem statement. Okay, in Malaysia we have our blueprint, and the education blueprint also come out with the transformation for orang asli school. Even though we have a lot of programs and what we call as reforms, but the leaders in the school still facing the problem, mainly about the low engagement and the weak community relationship and reduced motivation among the school teachers and students. Okay, when I go to the literature review, okay, there are some studies focus on pedagogical, and then more to qualitative studies which explore the challenges they are facing. Okay, it's very few researchers that see into what the leaders are doing, whether they are really aware, they understand the value, whether they are valued orang asli orang asli culture. What I mean culture here is their language, they have their own language, their festivals, their culture, their traditions. Okay, since not all the orang asli in Malaysia, they have their own religion. Even they have their own religion. Not all of them are Islam. Okay, some of them are no religion. Okay, they have no religion also. Okay, the lack of cultural responsive leadership evidence in the indigenous school needs an important research and policy gap. Okay, so from this literature review, I find a gap. Okay, where I can fill up with my studies. Okay, so I come up with for this presentation purpose just 2 objectives, which I want to see the level and I want to see the influence of the leadership, okay, the CRL, to the school effectiveness. Cannot see. So I want to see the level. Okay, first objective was level. I think from technical level, my first objective was 1. So I want to see the level of the both variables. And second is to see the influence of the direct effect of the leadership towards the school effectiveness. Okay, so this is my conceptual framework. My culturally responsive school leadership is mainly from Khalifa and his colleague, which he has done in US to the minority people in their places. Okay, he doesn't done it to the indigenous. Maybe I could be the newer or latest to apply this in our country. So they have the main 4 dimensions, which is leadership behavior, school climate, teachers development, and community engagement. Okay, meanwhile for the school effectiveness, I took model result. Okay, previously we have 7, what we call 7 dimensions, but I adjusted it with the panel, with the experts at the what we call advice. I put it as 5, which is gold, high expectation, monitoring school progress, opportunities to learn, and community relations. Next. Okay, bond. Okay. Since I'm not very white color,
The font, I think because of the font.
I'm very sorry for that. Okay, never mind. My design is more quantitative. Okay. I'm very sorry for that because the font was white color. So the respondents are 450 teachers from 7 states in Peninsular Asia. And then the sampling was 7 states. Okay, sampling was 7 states from 85 schools. Instrument I used instrument which I adapted from Amin Soleh from Malaysia, and another instrument from Model Laser is adapted also. Okay, it comes with 22 items for the leadership and 33 items for the school effectiveness. Okay, next. Okay, I got that. Very sorry for that. The findings, teachers rated both CRL and SE as a high rate, and then there are direct effects. Okay, there are direct effects with positive relationship between the leadership and the school effectiveness. When the leaders value culture, support the teachers, and engage communities, school perform better. That is my finding. An example of the leadership practices in the school. Okay, what the leaders do. Okay, so from beginning we see the leaders' behavior. Okay, the teachers will see the leaders' behavior, whether they appreciate the people in the school, they are welcoming them, whether they are collaborating with the communities, whether they are appreciating their festivals. Like indigenous, the orang asli people, they have hari moyang. Okay, but in Malaysia, so like mainstream teachers, mainstream schools, they even don't know when is that day. And then we can't see that in our social media. Even we have to dig into their very like particular Facebook, particular places to see when is the hari moyang, when is the what they call festivals and traditions, how they handle it.
Okay, Miss Amuta, we almost.
Okay, last.
Okay.
Can you go to the normal PowerPoint? Okay. Okay. Since the font is
Yeah, can you just like,
fonts,
okay.
I go to the contributions. Okay. So the contribution, okay, these studies contribute to the theory. So where the findings contribute to the theory of CALIFA, the Cultural Responsive Leadership Framework, then the model lizard, and then this study also contribute to the practical voice, where you can give some ideas, give some guides for the policy makers, school headmasters, even the teachers. Okay, lastly, the future research. This can be done in other states like Sabah and Sarawak, and even though in multicultural schools, which we have major races, but we have our handling. Okay, I think that's all.
All right.
Thank you for listening.
Okay.
Any questions?
Okay, thank you, Miss Amuta Anaturi. Maybe we can have one questions. Do you have any questions, or do you want to have it after the sessions? Maybe you can have it another. The questions after the sessions. All right. Thank you, Miss Amuta.
Yeah.
Okay, you have one.
So what is it to do with the culture and for leadership? So what is the function of a leader in this context?
Okay. Yes. As I said, the orang asli people, the community, they have their own languages, they have their own identity, they celebrate their own festivals, right? So when the two leaders, even the teachers or other administrators or leaders, right? When they review, okay, when they understand, aware and they review their background, welcome back. Because
Doctor.
during my research, I've seen
Please
that
stick to the 10 minutes, because we are running out of
when people are not welcome, even the teachers who are teaching in that school, they not understand the children's language. Even the children don't understand Bahasa Melayu, right? That is the main language. So imagine, because I'm a primary school teacher, even I'm teaching English to the year one who is coming from the different background, which is not speak Malay at home, right? English at home, right? So we have to speak in Malay. Even English teachers, we have to communicate with them, make them feel safe, make them feel welcome. So when these Indian teachers, say go to the Arab school, right? And they see the teachers who are not from their religion, from their what they call race, right? Ethnic, different. So that is a gap. So they feel, oh, I don't want to go to school more. I feel I'm so free. Okay, it's not like it's when I compare to the other countries, like New Zealand and Australia, they even have teachers. Majority teachers are from their background. But I think in Malaysia, because our majority is different, right? So we can educate the teachers. That's why in my real research, I put teachers' cultural intelligence. It means give the knowledge, give the training, and the development to the teachers. So my teachers' cultural intelligence become my mediators. So for this application, I just see the direct effect. Okay, when we put the cultural intelligence, it will become more strong. So the teachers have to play a role, but the school leader, he is the main one. We have to call people, call the communities, come to the school. But I see that we have different culture in Malaysia, but we don't want communities to come and what we call lost jumper. Because people think that the more you comment, the more we have to say. Because our system is different, top down. But still, for the one as we compare, we can welcome. That is what the modernized schools are doing. But in my case, I'm not doing the modernized. Say the K9, I'm not doing K9. But when I talk to the principals from K9, I have a very good supportive Professor and Gilbert are the principals, and I do the research with talk to me so long, they explain to me what you can do. Actually, what comes more fun, more input, more universities, more IAB, go there and see what's happening. Not one day in the summer. No. You have to go frequently, keep in touch with them. Because everything, I'm a school teacher, I know. One day Brahma means we know they are coming, we will do perfect. Everything perfect. The next day already. So we have to come to the reality. Even though our foreign people not marginalized. Marginalized is different. Okay? Discrimination is different. So what is Khalifa have done in studies, marginalized in US or in other countries are really discriminate. They discriminate the black. So that's why Khalifa, he really put effort. So when I asked permission from Khalifa, he said, please share your, this one, please share your,
excuse me,
how you apply to the indigenous.
all right, Miss Amuta. Thank you so much, Miss Amuta.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Miss Amuta Anaturi. All right.
you ever met a teacher who walks into the classroom and immediately grows energy? No devices, but with pure dedication. One story, one smile. The classroom lights up. I'm Dr. Kasuri from IPJ Campus Pendidikan Teknik, and my title today is Leading Change in Language Education, Challenges and Transformation among Tamil School Teachers in Negeri Sembilan. So let's come to the topic and more information. Let's see the background of this study. Yes, of course, Malaysia is rich with multiple ethnicities, races, Malay, Chinese, Indians, Kanadan, and so on. Cultures, beautiful cultures, and of course the language according to Aminuddin 2024. And with this multilingual Malaysia, national schools, Chinese schools, and Tamil schools are preserved heritage to our country, right? And teachers are the heartbeat of the education change in Malaysia, not only in Malaysia, in international level. So, we will see some gaps why I have chosen this topic, and we will go ahead with the statement of problem. Yes, I have checked, I have analyzed the previous studies from the research, and most emphasize on mainstream schools, that is national schools, and little focus on Tamil vernacular schools, according to Anusia, Muniswaran 2024. And there are many issues in Tamil schools, alright? And basically, we can see that limited of resources in Tamil language. We can see that the fonts that they use also very difficult, and we are struggling as a teachers in Tamil schools. Digital inequality and few leadership opportunities that has given to us. So it's not because of me, but it's according to Ranganathan 2016 and Arumugam and Low. So all this resulting the problem that Tamil school teachers are struggling to innovate and also to lead the educational change effectively in the school, okay, and overall in Malaysia. So that is the research gap that I have found, that there is a lack of empirical studies, evidence on how Tamil teachers in Negeri Sembilan lead transformation in language education within a multilingual context. Since I'm just here for 4 months, I'm a lecturer in IPG just for 4 months, and I really want to see what are the challenges that faced by the teachers in Negeri Sembilan. So that's why I focus on Negeri Sembilan. So the purpose of the study is how are Tamil school teachers leading change in language education. I focus on 4 aspects. Number 1 is the resource availability. Number 2 is the technology. Number 3 is pedagogical innovation. And all these things lead to leadership in teaching. Let's go to the next slide. So this is the research methodology that I have found. This is about quantitative studies, the research design. So I did the survey. For the samples that I have chosen is 300 Tamil school teachers from Negeri Sembilan. I did the random sampling method with 61 schools. So 300 teachers from 61 schools. It includes the urban and also the rural schools from Negeri Sembilan. So the instrument that I have used for this is validated questionnaire with 32 items in it with 5 points Likert, and data collection was from Google Form. Now everything simple, we can just send it through online. Okay, next is the 4 main challenges. Sorry. The first challenge that faced by the teachers are the resource availability. As I told you, the books in Tamil language, sometimes we have find some difficulties to get it, okay? Not many. So we need to find, sometimes we have to get it from overseas like India and so on. the apps and so on. So all that things, the teachers are having some difficulties. Number 2 is the technology integration. Technology integration is like a Wi-Fi or using in the classroom, application in Tamil and so on. And the third one is based on the teaching, innovate, storytelling, drama, so many things which focus on Tamil language. And finally, the teacher leadership, how the teacher have the leadership in the school. Okay, so they are facing problems, and we will analyze all these 4 challenges in 3 aspects. Subgroups, it is school location, where the schools are. After that, teachers' teaching experience, how long is the teacher's teaching experience, and also the professional training that received by the teachers. So all these 3 things we are analyzing for the 4 challenges that faced by the teachers in Tamil schools in the Next. So after the questionnaire answered by, then we analyzed the experiences and so on. So we have found that the study reveals high levels of performance across the 4 key constructs. So more than 84% for all the 4 constructs, where resource availability is 85.4, technology integration is 85.6, pedagogical innovation 84.9, and teacher leadership is 84.4. So that seems like the correlation analysis for all the constructs shows strong positive correlation, P below than 0.001. So overall, the results indicate that strong consistency in the teachers' readiness. They are very ready for that, and in the innovation, and also they can reflect very well. They can balance the resources. They can balance the technology. They can balance the pedagogical, and these lead the leadership among the Tamil school teachers in Negeri Sembilan. But however, there is something that I could find is the difference between the urban and also the rural inequality. So there is a poor resource, ICT. If you see the ICT resources, facilities, so still big in rural, in Negeri Sembilan. So that one we need to consider. Alright? Okay, next. So now let's look at the outcome. So overall, from this research, what we have found that Tamil school teachers in Negeri Sembilan are transforming language education through many things like creativity, using technology, strong leadership, and despite all the challenges, what they can do is resource availability. Teachers, they can create something new. They have created their own tools using their creativity. So that one we can see that they have the very good and strong ownership and innovation. Then after that, look at the pedagogical innovation. Yes, of course, they involve very well in storytelling, drama, projects, and innovation and many things, and it's really good. And third one is technology. That is the problem there. Usage is moderated and uneven, so we need to put emphasis on that. And the last one is the teachers' leadership. Yes, of course, teachers are the mentors, and they became the panel leaders in the school, and of course in the classroom as well. They are the leaders in the classroom for the children. Alright, next. So implication for the policy and the practice, of course, policy makers, MOE, ensure equal resources for rural schools must be taken care. Then improve the ICT. Next one is offer Tamil-focused ICT and innovation programs. IPG is training institution, yes, of course, like myself. We need to collaborate with the senior teachers in Tamil schools for the future teachers who will go to the Tamil schools. And the third one is the school leaders. Of course, they need to share the leadership. Not only those who are sitting at the high posts are the leaders. The teachers also are the leaders. And finally, we need support from the community, where without them, we are nothing. Without parents, we are nothing. So we need support from them. Next. So as a conclusion, leadership begins in the classroom. In the classroom. Because leadership among teachers are very important, where every school and within every child, leadership begins with a teacher. with a teacher, and of course, the great school begins with the great leaders. So, with that, I would like to say thank you, terima kasih, nandri, sishini.
Thank you, Dr. Kasturi Ramalingam, for the great presentation. Now we open the floor for questions, very short questions. Okay, remember to raise your hand, state your name and affiliation before asking questions. If you have any questions, please do so.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, thank you for the presentation. I actually also the research how you and also implications for future teachers, for school leaders, for teachers as a leader. So my question is, you said that we are going to want all teachers to be as a leader. So do you think as a leader, teachers as a leader, how are they going to implement or how are they going to perform if each teachers are built as a leader? How will they will there be any conflict in this? How they going to run the institution? That's my question.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's a wonderful question and it's really beneficial for others, I think. Alright, so actually future leaders or teachers in the school, they have their own, how to say, their responsibility or their task, not only teaching in the classroom, beyond that, not focusing on in Malaysia, but beyond that, international level, like myself, I'm a teacher for the past 20 years and now I'm a lecturer in IPG Campus Pendidikan Teknik. You know what I did? I will put my all effort and I will bring my children to international level. For an example, like drama. Drama, they have been to Hong Kong, they have been to Singapore, they have been to India. I will bring my kids. Not only that, as a leader, we need to present. We need to go because in Malaysia, we have freedom. We have freedom. Teachers can perform very well. Not only in Malaysia, we are really welcome to go to overseas, learn something from them, give to the child, give to the children, give to the future teachers, so that they can become the best leader in Malaysia. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kasturi Ramalingam, and thank you for the engaging questions. We will now move on to, thank you so much. All right, we will now move on to our sixth presenter, that is Ali Islamic University, Brunei.
I would like to express heartfelt gratitude for the opportunity given to me and to present my research on governing faith and knowledge. To study on the leadership, management, and institutional dynamics among different types of Islamic schools in Indonesia. So, yeah, that's one, yes. Oh, you're first. Thank you. Okay, so can you please next? Okay, so allow me to introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Anis, and I'm a master's student in University Islam Sultan Syarif Ali, Brunei Darussalam. So I'm here. I'm an Indonesian, but I'm here representing my institute in Brunei Darussalam. So in here, these are the things that we're going to discuss in my topics. I think we can go next. So I would like to start with a research problem and why I take this topic. So the reason why I take this topic is because of I see that there is a problem in between Islamic education institutions in Indonesia. So there are very diverse institutions in Indonesia, but typically you can find that there are three. Before that, there's some next. Yeah, research problem. Before that. Okay. Yeah, pesantren, madrasah, and Islamic schools. So these are the three types of Islamic education in Indonesia. And all of those, and these three types of Islamic schools in Indonesia, they have different governance, which is with different bodies that govern these three types of Islamic institute. So, but they all have different systems, and which is going to be a challenge in trying to standardize these systems. And so I take this topic to also in order for to improve how to become these Islamic institutions into a better one. So yeah, so leadership, management, and execution for quality, but comparative studies, I haven't seen that there are any comparative studies across these three types of schools before, so that's why I think this kind of next. Okay, so for the theoretical foundation and methodology, what's called basically in Islam, we do not have the difference between Islam, when we say ilm in Islam, it's knowledge. When you say knowledge, knowledge is part of faith. So there is no secularization there's no what's called splitting between the faith and knowledge. This concept is only what's called science, and religion has been become a topic because of what's called Western influences into Islamic what's called Islamic education environment. So because of that, therefore I use this as a main principle. So because knowledge and faith are inseparable. So what is called therefore when you see in Islamic schools in Indonesia, as, specifically or maybe in different parts of the world, they always integrate what's called faith practices into their teachings. And in there, we're going to also look on the perspective of the Wahhabi concept of authority to see the leadership types of style of different Islamic institutions. So there are three main characteristics for the Wahhabi concept of authority, which is the traditional, charismatic, and rational legal. And the traditional, these are differentiated by Max Weber because of this. He analyzed it on two characteristics, which is the source of authority and the characteristics. So traditional, what's called types of authority are usually those who are from a linear lineage of the previous leader. So it's much more like leadership type, which is given because of their bloodline, like that. So charismatic is a leadership, also a type of authoritarian type where he comes into authority because of his charismatic characteristic, like that. And the rational legal, people come into obtain authority because of what's called constitution, because of the people agree to what's called rules and settings that that person is able to become in power. So I look at this kind of as what's called as a point of view in how to differentiate the leadership types. Okay. Next. Before that. So basically I use a qualitative approach. I use historical analysis and also articles and papers from previous papers that analyze these kind of institutions. So, and my area of focus is leadership orientation, governance mechanisms, and curriculum models. Next. So there are 3 school types compared, which is the pesantren, madrasah, and Islamic schools. And we can see that the pesantren is mainly traditional Islamic schools. Usually they are there before the independence of Indonesia. It's formed there before independence. It's also there when Islam started to come to in Indonesia. So it is a very long tradition in Indonesia. So it's also part of Islamic education system. It's non-formal and it's often relying on community and support and wakaf. And for madrasah is a formal Islamic school, which is under the jurisdiction of Ministry of Religious Affairs. This madrasah has come into a concept as a school, formal school, during the era of before a post-independence era. After independence, and then after that, there are several Islamic groups that wanted to create a madrasah, to formalize the madrasah in order to get a formal education. And then it's also integrated into the national system. And the next Islamic school, the Islamic schools are basically, most of them are private schools. We will not see Islamic schools as a national school of sekolah kebangsaan. Yeah, in Indonesia it's like that. So it's mostly are private schools and are mostly registered under Ministry of Education and Culture. And these Islamic schools are aiming for academic rigor and religious character buildings. Next. So we go directly to comprehensive overview. You can see these school types and how their affiliation and the constraints. So the government's affiliation, you can see in here. You can read that pesantren is minimally it's not being overseen by the Ministry of Education. Madrasah is under Ministry of Religious Affairs, and Islamic schools are mostly under Ministry of Education and Culture. But they have more what's called autonomy in conducting their education and the pesantren they face capacity needs in formal management and scaling. And for madrasah, they must conform to standardized national curricula and madrasah-based management policies, which is given by the Ministry of Religious Affairs. And also for Islamic schools, they bear full responsibility for aligning with national standards. So if a student in these schools, they are not able to get good scores for the national standards, so they bear full responsibility. Next. So these are comparative leadership models. And for pesantren is Kiai-centric. Kiai is actually a religious leader for one pesantren. And for madrasah and Islamic schools, they use principles. So when we see this in what's called a very authoritarian concept, pesantren is much more to a traditional charismatic type, while madrasah and Islamic schools are like national and legal, because they are selected by what's called a set of criteria agreed upon constitution, like that. And we can also see that madrasah is bureaucratic and hybrid model. Why is it a hybrid model? Because they have to juggle between the what's called regulations by Ministry of Religious Affairs and also Ministry of Education. And in Islamic schools, there are managerial visionary model. Mostly their model are entrepreneurship and also what's called and they are also based on entrepreneurship and also leadership. So these Islamic schools, the leaders are
Okay. Thank you so much. All right.
Further with.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Muhammad Anis. All right. Maybe we can have the questions after the sessions. Can meet up with him. All right. Last but not least, we have our final presenter, Mr. Hana from
For the record
Okay.
and participants, I would like to say thank you very much for the chance. If you need to present my this is my topic is implementation of also inclusive education quality.
Mike. Mike.
Of 2003, which concerning of the system guarantee. It means that all the participant, all Indonesian population should be fine and education. Yes, okay. Indonesian has implementing the independent curriculum, what we call is curriculum merdeka, and for several years this curriculum within learning system further on students' competencies and teachers' creativity. Okay. The first question is, what values are contained in Mepokwaso leadership in the remote area in Tolaki tribes, and what is the role of Mepokwaso leadership in Tolaki society? Do you know that Mepokwaso is a culture? It's a culture of the community of Tolaki tribes. Tolaki tribes group in Southeast Sulawesi estimated 900 people as a June, 2024. The total population of Southeast Sulawesi 2 billion. Okay. This is map of Southeast Sulawesi. Yeah, this is the map of Sulawesi. Before Southeast Sulawesi as a province, it is inclusive of Southeast Sulawesi. South Sulawesi. This is the map of Southeast Sulawesi. Okay. Okay. Indonesian education. We have a preamble of 1945 Constitution education aimed to educate the nation. And then the education condition, many experts say that the wake of the global pandemic, global pandemic, current education issues include disparities in access and quality, teachers' welfare, curriculum relevance, workplace, and the integration of the technology. Okay, condition of Indonesia. Yeah. What does it mean by Mepokwaso? Yeah. Mepokwaso at its leadership are ethnic unity, meaning that Mepokwaso is used to demonstrate how the Lulo dance can unity the diverse ethnicity, cultures, and tribes of South Sulawesi. So there are for a big problem of education now. The first one is about the impact of what is pandemic. So this is one problem. The impact is learning loss of Indonesian people. And the second one about the bullying. Yeah. And the third one is the interferences of parents in education. And the last one is the access of education. Okay. Okay. Tolaki culture values, Mepokwaso cultures values such as justice, kindness, consistency, and balance, which are embodied in the attitudes of mutual respect and mutual assistance. Proverb, Tolaki Republic, Samaturu, Medulu, blah blah blah. Okay. This is letter. So this is a really qualitative research by using library approach. Yeah. First one, identification of the topic and the keywords determining the research focus. Literacy search, selection of inclusive criteria, and data classification. Data analysis, data reduction, selecting and focusing on literature, that is truly relevant to the problem formulation. Data display, data is arranged in the form of timetable, conceptual matrix or thematic mapping, data synthesis and interpretation. Researchers compare argument, interpret differing views, and combine theories to form a new conceptual framework. Conclusion. Okay. Data collection, this is one data collection. Primary sources is scientific works that primary references such as original theoretical textbook, research article that is first interest in the concept, dissertation, or Scopus index journal relevant to the topic. Secondary sources, literature and discourse review or interpretive primary outcourses such as theoretical reviews, meta-analysis, and systematic. Kinds of data, the data is study qualitative and conceptual consisting of ideas, theories, principles, and paradigm obtained from the observation, interview, focus group discussion, and document analysis. These data are represented in the form of stories, opinion, or textual description. These data are then interpreted based on the research objectives. Okay, this is the state of research. Problem identification, formulate research questions, systematical literature, selection and research evaluation, data classification and codification, data analysis and synthesis data, validation of the reflection, and rating the presenting result. Conclusion, based on the result of analysis, it can be concluded that the values of Picasso management in the education are education values that teach the importance of unity, togetherness, and family. Likewise, this value teach individual to prioritize togetherness in social life. Second, the role of Picasso in the Tolaki tips is a philosophy of life for unity, togetherness, and cooperation, which is reflected in the various aspects of life, such as traditional events, cultures, and leadership. The first Picasso itself means united or one, and is strong support for the Tolaki people live to in harmony and help each other. Thank you very much for my presentation.
Okay.
Maybe no questions.
Thank you, Mr. Hannah. Maybe we have one question. We have any questions from the floor members?
Maybe no questions because
Maybe no questions. Okay, thank you. All right. Save the best for the last. Or maybe you have questions after the sessions. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, our session has come to an end. Thank you, Mr.
Okay,
Hannah.
thank you very much.
Thank you.